Philip, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks. I'm doing great. It's great to be here in Las Vegas.
So let's start at the top. Tell me about your company and what you guys do.
Well, I represent the Andrew wireless component of Commscope. Commscope is a multinational broadband company. We work in enterprise spaces for data centers. We have the largest footprint in the world for broadband applications for cable TV. And I represent the Andrew brand for wireless infrastructure. So everything wireless.
And that brand has been around for decades. I'm
At
familiar
least
with it.
75 years. So, and hopefully we'll be around for another 75 years.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about some of your recent news and what's exciting.
We've got a lot of exciting things. You know, our whole mission in life is really serving the wireless operators. And virtually across the world, wireless operators are dealing with fundamentally two things. One, how do you get more capacity out of your existing infrastructure? So get every byte of capacity that you can possibly get out of what you already own. The second thing is, how do you add new technology to your existing infrastructure without basically causing a mess in your existing infrastructure? So how do you add new technology in a way that's smooth and seamless and painless? And then how do you maximize the efficiency of what you have today? So we've got a lot of initiatives that we're trying to drive at to do that. One key initiative is what we call sector sculpting. So you may know that Andrew is one of the largest providers in the world for antenna systems, either base station antennas or microwave backhaul or in-building systems. We provide antennas for all that. And in LTE in particular, the performance of antennas is even more important today than it's ever been. So sector sculpting is really about using antenna technology to make sure that the energy that's needed for coverage only goes to where that energy is desired. Any energy outside of where it's desired is really interference. And as we all know, or most of us know, LTE is an interference limited system, so the more we take that interference out of the network, the better they can use their existing assets. So that's a big initiative that we're doing. We've got a lot of different components of that we've launched. We recently launched a new technology that we call twin beam antennas that allow you to multiply the number of sectors that you use on a site, basically doubling your capacity. We have 5 beam antennas, we have 9 beam antennas, we have 18 beam antennas, all aimed at sculpting the network to more efficiently use the capacity that's already there. So we're really excited about that. A second big area is expansion of DAS, so distributed antenna systems. So we're one of the largest providers for DAS today. We recently introduced our second generation platform for DAS that we call ION-U. And this release of this new technology for DAS is really aimed at simplifying the implementation of DAS. We think that as networks become even more loaded, more sectors will have to be added, and that will add a level of complexities in DAS systems that aren't really there today. So with our new ION-U system, we've designed it to be more or less plug and play. It recognizes where all the nodes are, it can adjust power levels, it can do all kinds of really sophisticated self-management of that DAS system. We think that's very important.
And distributed antenna systems are becoming important because of the need for just having better coverage indoors generally, right?
Yeah, it's certainly better coverage indoors. It's also trying to predict how much capacity you'll need at venues. So you take a sports arena like, let's say, Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, Texas, where I'm from. You never know how many fans are going to show up, right? Not precisely.
An incredible stadium, I should say. It's just an incredible stadium, by the way. I did take a tour.
It's a fantastic stadium. Just I encourage all NFL fans to go there. A fantastic place. So it's hard to scale how much capacity you need. So the DAS system helps you get the coverage where you need it, but it also helps you scale and breathe in and breathe out that capacity to meet the needs. So a very important technology.
Something else, right? There's more.
Oh yeah, one of the most recent things that we've done, we worked with a large operator from the Middle East region, actually serving Middle East and Asia, to develop an architecture, a structure for them to add new technology to their existing cells. We call this our fiber to the antenna turnkey solution, and you can see a little demo here of what we've done. This is the end product of what we've done for our customer Ooredoo in Asia. And basically the idea here was they faced a very significant challenge of having multiple countries and multiple thousands of cell sites that all needed to be upgraded with new technology. And they knew that if they did that the traditional way, they would have a big mix of all kinds of things happening at their sites, and they really didn't want that. They wanted to have consistency, simplification, and performance assurance. So in a traditional application, where they now have one antenna, they would have had maybe 4. And the radio heads, instead of being designed so that they fit right behind the antenna, they would have just strung down the cell site. That would have added wind load, other structural issues with the cell site, and mostly added additional antennas that really add weight. So this solution features 2 really enabling technologies from Andrew. One is what we call our ultra-band multi-port antenna system. So this one antenna, for example, allows an operator to launch 5 different services out of one antenna face, and in 9 different combinations of frequency bands.
You want to tell us those services, the 5 different services?
Sure. There's traditional GSM, CDMA, UMTS, LTE, and WiMAX. Any one of those 5 can be launched out of this antenna. The antenna, the ultra bandwidth, goes from 696 megahertz all the way up to 960 megahertz, and also covers 1710 megahertz all the way up to 2.6 gigahertz. So every frequency band that's been licensed for GSM, CDMA, UMTS, LTE, all can be serviced out of one antenna system. And then to go with that, to really kind of the perfect partner to go with that kind of antenna technology, is our fiber to the antenna solution. So up the tower, we have one bundle that has multiple rounds of fiber optic cable, one for every radio, and then one central power unit. So with one pull of the cable, we can feed all the RF, all the power to every radio system. Now our customer, not us bragging about ourselves, but our customer commented that this solution gave them a 50-50-50 improvement. 50% improvement in power, 50% reduction in the time to install the technology on the site, and a 50% cost reduction. And all those savings really come from pre-planning the architecture at the top of the tower, working all the complex assembly activities at the ground level instead of 30 meters in the air where it's really hard to do anything right. You do everything at the ground and then assemble the entire thing in one assembly all the way to the top of the tower.
Did your customer mention who they were using before and why it's more efficient?
They had used several different suppliers, so a supplier for this component, a different supplier for this component, a different supplier for this component. And one of the values of working with a company like Andrew, Commscope, is that we can provide a significant amount of that content, put it all together in our facilities, and then provide it as a turnkey system, already tested, already proved, and ready to roll.
Thanks for your time today. This was great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.